Tighty, we're on. We're back.
Right then, ladies and chaps. Welcome
Ladies
back
and
to the
chaps.
Lifted Lifestyle Podcast. Episode 34. It feels good to be back
Pillow.
back in the swing.
Yeah, it is
Mate.
nice to be back in proper routine again, innit, with the pod.
Yeah, 100%. And we're going to kick this off straight away. Because,
Actually, first thing we should go through is there's actually a pod upgrade coming.
oh yeah, that's true.
I was thinking about this earlier. We should probably cover this.
We will get on to ranking the best chest exercises. So if you've clicked for that, then...
We are going to get on
Stick
to
around.
it, don't worry.
But I've just spent way too much money on a camera, basically. Which...
To be fair, will it make much difference to the pod? Because basically, HL's bought the camera that I've got that we're recording the current pod on. But we could, even if we don't do it as like a headshot, so the reels will probably be better.
Yeah, well, we've got a decision to make here because we could
Dual angle
the pod.
which will be really cool.
one like over
And
there,
then-
one there.
We could we crop in then
Yeah.
and make I think that's a good idea.
The other option is to go dual angle or triangle with the M50 headshot
Jesus Christ,
pod clip in for reels.
that could be good.
But
My
it's
only
a
issue
hell of
is
an editing task.
if we had two like this, landscape recording. How many people actually watch the pod?
Well, I don't know. When people click on YouTube, do they watch it or?
Do they just? Surely they do.
We usually get somewhere between.
Depends what it
It's
is.
pretty rare
Sometimes
that
we
a
get
pod gets
1,000.
less than 80 views.
Yeah, which is that is to me is awesome.
Most of the time, it gets above 100.
Yeah, and this is I think this is a good there's a lesson to be learned from this.
We got 2K views on our swimming reel.
Really? Who's watching that shit?
Oh dear.
I think there's a lesson to be learned here, guys. Whether you're doing a podcast, whether you're starting a business, starting the gym,
I know where you're going with this.
is stay consistent.
Yeah,
Because when we
100%.
first started, I genuinely think the first 15 episodes we were probably getting like 9 views on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, it was wash.
Now-
Thankfully, they've picked up now because other pods have picked up.
Yeah, which is good. It seems that people are watching a pod and they're like, oh, actually
Yeah.
kind of like these two. Let's watch the others.
Do you know what, though? I don't think when we started we were that washed at, like, actually doing the pod.
No, we weren't. It's just building the
Yeah.
consistency.
Yeah. Got to wait till the algo clicks.
So just if you're struggling with something,
Stick to it.
just keep going. That's
And
what
you-
we said to each other on it. We just keep going with
Yeah. Do you know what I actually think does help in consistency? For me, at least, is financial investment.
it. Oh yeah, 100%.
Because, like, if I didn't buy these, for example, I'd have probably been annoyed at the quality of the audio.
Yeah,
If we didn't have that, I'd be annoyed at
the video quality.
yeah. But also just the fact that you bought it.
Yeah, it's like okay, you've got to do
Yeah.
it.
It's the same with the gym. Like, started training, bought some, like, wrist straps or whatever.
Yeah,
Which
so it's like you got to use them.
they were only a tenner, but when I was like 14, I was like,
It's a good chunk
bloody
of
hell.
money.
That's
Yeah.
my monthly wage. So,
But it's the same as I was saying to you the other day when you were pondering over the camera.
yeah.
I was like, look, when I bought it, I got so much better at making content. Not just because the quality got better,
Yeah.
but because I've like, okay, I've invested. It was like £1,500.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to buy that and then just
Just
let
not
it
use it.
sit there.
Yeah. I
Which is
agree.
kind of why I want to buy a DJI.
I just don't think
I
that's
don't think
necessary.
it's needed. It really isn't, but it would make vlogging, like day in the life sort of stuff, easier.
Do you think?
I really do think so. And you can record, I mean, I wouldn't, but you can record portrait on them as well, can't you?
Yeah.
Which I didn't realise. So if you wanted to make like quick reels or whatever,
How much are they?
I think you'd want to buy it with
600?
the mics and stuff as well, I think. I look on eBay, you can get like ones that are unopened for like $450, I think. But
It's not
that is a
horrendous,
lot.
but it's a bit
It
painful.
is. Well, especially when you've got
For a camera that's worse.
like a £2,000 camera set up. You're like,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But anyway, yeah, new camera coming, so looking forward to that.
Yeah, it will be exciting.
So today's pod
Some BTS, guys.
ranking. We've done these before. We've done it for arms and we've done it for legs.
I thought we'd done it for chest, you know.
Yeah, but
It did wash.
did wash, so we can do it again. And we probably changed our minds maybe a little bit. So, ranking the best to worst chest exercises. We'll do S tier, A, B, C, D tier, and
Okay.
maybe washed.
Okay.
Maybe D is washed.
Okay.
Yeah.
A D and a washed.
Yeah. D is
Okay.
pretty washed, but like we'll do a super mega washed one.
Okay.
Should we start from the bottom? Oh no, let's start from the middle.
So what I
can
think is
work
a
outwards.
mid tier.
Or do you just want to say one and we'll riff it from there?
Let's just say one and riff
Okay.
it from there. Do you want to go first?
Mm.
Go on then.
Exercise number 1. A low incline Smith machine press.
A low incline Smith machine press.
Depends what Smith you're using, because
Yeah, I mean the one at
Sticky
RT
thing.
is fucking honking. I can't lie. I wanted to say it to him the other day,
really,
like because he was showing me all these. He was like, I was chatting to him. Sorry, we're going off planet.
no,
here,
it's
but-
good.
and then he
Tendons are
was
good.
like moving me around the gym, saying, "Oh yeah, I got them to change this because I didn't like this. I got them to change this." He was like showing me the lat pull downs and just little stuff that he wasn't happy with. And I was gonna say, like, have you noticed on the Smiths?
I didn't notice him using the Smith.
No,
that
I
much, to be
don't. I've
honest.
never seen him use a Smith ever.
So he's probably not noticed it.
Yeah, but it's just like got a really weird sticking point.
Yeah,
And when you get to that sticking point, I don't know if something's just not tight enough
yeah,
because it like almost shakes as
yeah.
well. So I don't know if something just needs tightening, but it might honestly be worth a mention to him, see if they can somehow fix it.
Put it
Because
this way, I'm pretty much doing the same load for a high incline as I do a flat on that thing.
Yeah.
Because it's so sticky at
Yeah.
the bottom.
it's one of them where you feel like you could do like an extra 10 kilos and probably still get the same amount of reps. It's just hard because it's sticky,
Yeah. I agree.
which doesn't really sound like it makes sense, but
We'll
it
mention
does.
it to old Ryan.
So yeah, low incline Smith. I mean, I've done it a lot
Mm.
and I like it. So
I think it's pretty good.
yeah, I mean, I've got a question for you, right? Do you think like putting it up maybe 2 notches, so a few more degrees, really makes that much difference?
You just end up arching your back more.
Yeah,
into a
exactly.
flat.
So I actually think having it as a low incline is better because you don't arch. You're actually probably at more of an incline,
Yeah,
and you're probably going to be stronger. So
yeah, I agree.
I think
think-
it's actually better.
There is a little consideration. I think I saw a hypertrophy coach talking about this, Joe Bennett,
Yeah.
talking about like, you see the world's best benchers.
Yeah.
They've all got like really high sternum angles.
Yeah.
So the chest, the actual sternum bone sticks out like that. So it makes a flat press basically a decline.
Decline.
Because they're so
Decline.
because they're so like barrel chested.
Yeah.
Whereas you see, like, well, me, it's a lot more shallow. So if you've got like that really high barrel, like
Pardon me.
Theo, for example, he's got really high chest.
Right. Okay.
So he'd be better off doing a slightly higher incline.
Incline. Yeah.
Whereas I can get upper chest from doing like the most smallest incline
Yeah.
ever. Sometimes I'll do a flat press and I feel it in my upper
Upper
back.
chest. Yeah.
So inter-person
I do-
individualization. I'd
Yeah.
say.
I do think though that if you can make it like a high incline,
Yeah.
that's probably what I connect with
But
the
yeah.
best in terms of upper chest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can get why a lot of people probably get a lot more front delt.
There's a
But
lot of
I
people,
don't. I just don't feel my
Yeah.
front delts in anything.
There's a lot of people talking about the tucked elbow
Yeah.
position at the minute, aren't they, for the high incline, which I do quite like, but I think you can overdo it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's still sort of coming across.
Yeah.
Like you need some sort of.
I do think as well when you're really trying to think about that in your set, obviously you actually have to think about it. It's not a natural.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It then almost takes away from the set.
Yeah, and then you get to failure and you're like,
Yeah. It's like a fine line between keeping your elbows tucked, but
yeah,
then that not taking away from the load you can use in the set and things like that. I think
Yeah.
you've got to have a balance of the two.
yeah.
So,
Agreed. Plus,
yeah.
your actual like upper pec, I guess you could say clavicular head, is so thin. It's
Yeah.
like You're almost better off just training like your actual most
your chest,
meaty part of your chest. Like you got such a a thin sliver. It's almost like
just get on with it.
just load of a low incline and
just rip it.
Yeah.
So AB. So S, A, B, C, D.
I think I'd give it a high B because there is better, but
yeah, I'd say B.
Yeah,
let's just put it B.
Chuck it in B. So B tier, low incline Smith. If it's a good Smith, it's pushing up there, but stick it in B for now.
Okay. I think this is quite a good one because we might have different opinions.
Go on, and you can introduce it.
I'd say we'll go with a cable press. So for me, I'll start. I really don't like it.
You hate it.
I'm not a fan at all. I think if you're a heavier individual like HL, it's probably quite a good option. But for me, right, I'm 60 odd kilos. And I'm decently strong at pressing.
Yeah.
So if I was to load up the cable machine and get into it, I would be shaking all over the place.
Yeah.
And stability just would not be there for me.
Yeah.
So for me, again, it just takes away from the set. I'm shaking too much.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the actual biomechanics, it is a good movement.
On paper, it's perfect.
It's a very good movement.
Other than the stability.
Yeah.
Because it's converging, which is really nice. And you can set it up to be further forward or further back so that you got more or less converging, which is really nice. You can change the height of the cable so you can get like
you can make the alignment perfect,
most ideal alignment. But then, if you've I notice if the cable machine, like if the notch isn't quite in the right place compared to where you sit, the stability goes from like pretty poor to terrible.
Yeah.
So you've really got to get it right.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan.
Yeah.
But it's tough because on paper it is good.
Yeah. For me personally, as in for me doing it, I'd give it an A. But for most people that have never set it up before, they've got not really sure how to set it up properly. And if you've never done it before, it would honestly probably be a D.
Yeah.
Because it would be so unstable and it wouldn't be set up right.
Yeah. I think we should meet in the middle.
Give it a C.
C. I think C's are good.
Yeah.
So we've got B and C.
Yeah. But preface it by saying if you're good at it, like...
It's a great movement.
And it works for you. It's very, very good. For me, I can get more depth on that than anything else.
And it's safe. It feels so safe.
Yeah. Also, you need daisy chains or else you're going to be trying to like walk into it and it's terrible. So, yeah.
Let's go C. I think it's worse than a low incline Smith.
Yeah. Okay.
In terms of bang for your buck.
So, a potential candidate staple movement for an A tier, and prefacing this, could be an A, for me would be a low incline DB press when I'm heavy.
I'd agree with you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it.
Although I've not got it in at the moment.
Or even a flat. I think a flat dumbbell feels unreal.
Yeah. So, although I've not got it in right now, because you don't either, do you?
No, I don't do any dumbbell pressing now.
Took it out because we're both about 6-7 kilos down now.
5, but
5 washed.
It's actually terrible.
That's not bad. That's not bad going, to be fair.
It's been about 5 weeks, and 2 of those weeks I was on holiday.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty good. But yeah, I pretty much always have that in when I am in a gaining phase.
Yeah.
The only thing that I do sometimes do is try and progress the load too fast and then wash range of motion.
I do that.
But I think it would be an S if the dumbbells didn't have to be so big with the like load that you're actually getting up to.
Yeah. And also I find like if a gym had dumbbells that went up in like 1 kilos, it'd be really good.
That'd be cooking.
But even like a 2.5 kilo jump on a dumbbell, feels like so much.
Yeah, you get way less reps. Don't
you?
I think the only gym that I've seen that actually has that is it called Super Gym or something? It's that green one.
Yeah, the one in Liverpool.
Yeah, in Liverpool.
Yeah, I think they have one. That is good.
Yeah. What do they have? 1 kilo to 100 kilos in 1 kilo increments.
That's crazy.
Or something like that.
That is crazy.
Absolutely mental. That would cost so much.
But It is lovely.
Yeah. It's
Again,
cooking.
you've got ability to make it fit you.
Yeah. Agreed. So A tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go A.
Okay. So we've got A, dumbbell press,
Got
flat
B.
or low incline. B is the cable press. No. C is the cable press. B is the low incline Smith or Smith press,
Okay.
whatever incline. So we've got S and we've got D and we've got washed.
Washed. Right, so I'll go with. I already know in my head where this.
Let's
this
save
wants
the
to go.
S to the end,
Okay.
unless you had that in your head.
I did, but we'll go with another one. So, how about we go with a standing plate press,
What the hell?
where you go in.
That might be the worst exercise known to man.
I actually find it crazy people do that. And you see, like, I remember watching Andre Dieu back in the day. Bro used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, surely, bro, he's not feeling that in his chest. Like, surely.
He just tenses his chest by pressing it together.
Exactly. So, like, if you're doing it on your back, I could get why, okay, you might feel it in your chest a bit.
Yeah.
But it's still not it's still not it, is it?
You also, I mean, put it this way: if you can press 40-kilo dumbbells and you're doing this with a 5-kilo plate,
Yeah, like
it's gonna
you're
do
just being
nothing.
you're being a bitch, basically.
Literally gonna do nothing. You're better off just standing there and squeezing your hands together.
Literally.
So, do not do that bloody exercise. It is horrendous, and I would say it's washed tier.
That's washed here.
Like, if I see anyone do that, I mean, I'm not going to tell you because that'd be weird if I came up to you in the gym. But
I think I would have to say something.
excuse me, mate, that exercise you're doing is washed.
Yeah, no,
Stop
just
it.
be like, look, mate, I'm not trying to be a prick or get involved, but
Just send
just
him the
wanted,
pod.
just wanted to give you some advice. Yeah, and I'll just drop me your phone number. I'll link him in the pod. But yeah, it's washed.
Terrible.
It's even lower than washed.
It's probably the worst It's probably the worst chest exercise you can do because it's so close to not even being a chest exercise.
Yeah,
I don't.
but it's not. It's not a chest. It's literally not. Like, it isn't. The only thing that like slightly makes it a chest exercise is like your upper arm movement.
yeah, literally squeezing it together.
But like, yeah, especially if you're doing it standing, that plate you've got in your hands or in between your hands, none of that load is going through your chest.
No, none.
So just stop doing it.
Agreed. So that's washed here. The standing plate press, world's worst exercise.
Incredibly washed.
Yeah, I'd almost say it's equivalent to like trying to grow your legs by running a marathon. It's just not going to happen.
So we've got S and D.
So we've got S and D left.
Search and destroy. Sorry, it's COD.
Okay, so candidate for D tier.
It's actually a tough one now because I can't really think of any other movement that I'm like, okay, it's actually bad.
Very bad.
Because D is bad.
I think I could maybe say one.
Really?
This is pretty terrible. I'd almost say it's sub D, but I could see why it might work a bit of chest. Athlete X used to do it all the time on his YouTube channel.
I have never watched it.
Not to call you out, Athlete X.
But we are
Jeff
calling
Cavalier.
you out, brother.
This exercise is killing your gains.
Reel it up.
Yeah. The dumbbell low to high
Oh god, yeah.
fly.
Oh god, where you're standing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
You're doing
What?
this sort of thing where you're like
What on earth?
trying to get a little upper chest squeezy thing
What
going
on
on.
earth?
Pretty horrendous.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, like just grab a cable.
Yeah.
The dumbbell is like it's just again not really doing much.
Do you know, right? You see, if you see people doing that, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm training chest," then you'd be like, "Okay, do a front delt movement with
Yeah.
a dumbbell." They do exactly the same thing.
The
So
same
why do they
movement.
not think in their head?
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
this is terrible.
I agree. So that's a heavy D. It would probably be an E if I could rate it.
Yeah.
You're not going to progress it very well at all. and there's basically no load in your pec, apart from maybe when you're in that very top position. But like even still,
It's washed.
it's pretty horrendous.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
D tier,
I'd agree with you there.
standing low to high, dumbbell, fly.
We might have to
If you-
insert some
can you-
videos
yeah.
of these when we talk about them.
I don't even know if you can call it. Is that even the name? But hopefully you get the
It's
gist.
basically a dumbbell front raise,
Yeah.
but supinated.
And come inside yourself. Across
Yeah, you
your
got to
chest.
come across and get that real upper chest squeeze.
Again, you see loads of massive bodybuilders doing that thing,
Yeah.
and I don't know why.
You know, with these people, right? Do you think off camera they're just doing stuff that's completely different?
No, I don't think so.
But
I
then
think-
it does make you think, so how have they got so fucking big?
I
Is
think
it
maybe-
gear, or is it just like absolutely elite genetics?
I think maybe when they're doing, when they do training sessions with another influencer or a coach,
Yeah.
for example, a lot of these guys will want to have their sort of stamp on training methodology,
Yeah.
where they're kind of just ignoring all principles and just sort of making something up that, probably feels all right. Like you feel a bit of a squeezy thing going on and makes you think you're doing something,
Yeah.
when in reality, you're not doing anything.
You know, another
Productive.
guy who I used to remember watching, who used to do weird stuff like that, is, do you know who's that Simeon Panda?
Yeah.
So he's another one who does like, you see him doing like those kind of exercises, like the dumbbell. I'm sure I've seen him doing that before, which is doing nothing, but then he is actually massive. But then I'm looking on his Instagram now, and like he does still
Yeah.
bench like 3 plates
Yeah,
and
that's what's
does
growing his
proper
chest.
movements.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. Oh, I see
There
him
we
do
go.
that all the time.
There we go. There's a
That
prime
one's
example.
pretty washed. I wouldn't quite say it's as bad as the standing low to
No.
high dumbbell fly, but screen record that and then you could, or just send it me on Instagram and I'll put it on the screen. I think he calls that like a round the world fly or something.
Yeah, around the world.
I wouldn't say it's
A
completely
unique
horrendous, but
isolation exercise that keeps tension on the chest throughout the entire motion.
it's pretty bad.
It's bad.
It's pretty gosh darn bad. That's better.
Even like another kind of would be a dumbbell pullover.
DB pullover, yeah, doesn't do a whole lot.
Like lats, yeah, like maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't go for a dumbbell.
Supposedly you get a bit of leverage on the pec in that very top position, but like, come on. Just press some freaking weight, man.
Which is what he does. And that is why his chest is big, guys. That's why these people are massive.
Yeah.
Because you go on to his next video, he's incline pressing 3 plates on a barbell. That's what's growing his chest, not around the world.
That's why it's freaking massive.
So yeah.
But yeah, it's very. A lot of people like to put their stamp on training, like the who's the Hanny Rambod. He's got
Yeah.
what's his
Is it FT7 or something?
FTS7
Yeah.
something or other. It's like some squeezy thing that he does.
I remember again when we started training, watching him do a leg session with Andre
Yeah,
Dio, and he'd like finish a leg extension, and he'd just make him like sit on the seat with no weight, just like this.
yeah, just squeezing his quad.
Yeah.
Is it going to do anything? Probably not.
No.
If anything, it's
just
going to make your
makes-
next set way worse.
Yeah, it just makes you wrecked.
Opening
which
up
then-
then calcium channels, man.
You think it's doing good because you're wrecked.
Yeah.
It's not always the case.
Yeah, it's kind of like trying to grow muscle through circuits. Like,
It's probably not going to happen, is it?
it might work a little bit, but it's probably not the best route.
Yeah.
Stick to the principles, brothers.
I think as well, a lot of people now get into things like high rocks because they see these high rocksers who are like pretty jacked.
Yeah,
But like, let's be honest, a lot of high rocks people, they didn't start the training and started with high rocks.
yeah,
They probably started training like bodybuilders first
yeah, defo.
and grew some like very good foundations. Then they've transitioned into high rocks, and they probably still train as well normally.
Yeah,
And obviously their output's so high, they're going to be lean,
yeah.
so they look good.
Yeah,
So if
you're
you're wanting
right.
to grow muscle and look cool, don't think you should be going to do high rocks or like even CrossFit.
Yeah.
Like,
Train like a BB for a bit.
yeah, and
In fact,
build that
just
foundation.
get strong.
Yeah.
Just get strong first.
Easy.
That'll do you. So S tier exercise to finish off the list.
Okay, so for me, I would say a flat machine press that's good, potentially an incline machine press,
Yeah.
but just from my general experience, a flat machine press that's really good, for me, always beats an incline machine press that's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just seem to connect better. I think even when I do a flat machine, I still get so much upper chest.
Yeah.
Whereas
agree.
if I do upper chest, like an incline machine,
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't feel as great.
Yeah. Yeah, I would obviously there's loads of machines, some are washed, some are good. There's not many that would be below like a D tier.
No.
Like most of them are decent, right?
A good bet.
So if you were designing a flat machine press, I'd have it converging.
Definitely.
I'd have it starting at a reasonable width, not
Yeah.
really wide or really
Yeah.
narrow. I'd have the pivot point coming from above me, so we get a nice little arc, and you're bringing in some upper peg at the top. And I'd have the profile a bit heavier on the length end and dropping off a little bit.
Yeah.
So basically, the Strive press
Yeah.
is probably
Which
my
is
number
that
one
is actually
for
an
me.
incline though, isn't it? Really, but
Sort of
very
like-
low. Yeah, it's just got a nice scoop to it, like you were saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Strive one that we used at Rezo
yeah,
was unreal.
yeah. That's probably my favourite.
But then you compare that to the Prime, that's exactly the same sort of pressing angle, I think,
Yeah,
that they have at Ultraflex. I think that's worse than the Strive.
I agree. And I don't know why. It looks the exact same.
Yeah. It looks the same, it moves the same, it's got the same cam on it.
Yeah.
I think for me, what it is the handles.
I think it's the handles. I think the cam is slightly more aggressive on the
Is
Prime.
it? Okay.
So
That
it makes
sense.
it feel like if you put it in the length and it's like really light and then proper erection.
I find a lot of stuff with the pin loaded Prime.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan really, just because the change in profile is so aggressive.
Yeah.
Even if you put it on like, is it 5 and 2 or whatever,
Yeah.
which is like the in between ranges.
Still feels really heavy
It's
at
still-
a certain point.
Yeah,
Doesn't it?
it like sort of just hits you like a train.
Yeah.
Whereas Strive is a lot more
Yeah.
sort of balanced.
Yeah. I
if you
agree.
Like,
So
like the super high
yeah.
incline
Yeah.
Strive, that was really really nice.
yeah.
With the adjusted handles that they did,
Yeah, that's good.
that was really nice.
So S tier is probably the Strive. It's the favourite press is the Strive
Yeah,
flat incline press type thing.
yeah,
It's pretty rare though. But still, most people's flat / incline presses are going to be pretty good.
yeah.
Going to get the most bang for your buck, stability, ability to progress.
Yeah. You know which press I think, okay, so I keep going off topic, right? Sorry, but might ruffle a few feathers, but a lot of people use it. Flat press, the Nautilus Nitro. I think that is very overrated.
I agree.
I'm not a massive fan. I think if it converged slightly more, I'd
Yeah.
like it, but I think it's a bit weird.
Yeah, I agree. I
And
also
the
think
handles are fat
profile's
again.
a bit washed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've not been on one of them as well that's felt like the same as the previous one.
Yeah, no, they all seem to have like slightly off-centered handles.
Yeah,
They're a bit weird.
I agree.
But then the overhead press, holy shit,
Pretty
I love
good,
that.
yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah, I wish RT had one of them, to be honest.
Yeah, that'd be unreal.
At the minute, we don't really have one, do we?
There isn't
Like
an
it-
overhead press in RT, no.
Apart from there's a
Well,
one
there is,
pin
but
load
the
one,
shit.
but it's a bit.
There's a pin loaded one, there's the one where you like laid right on your back.
Oh yeah.
And there's the
That's
other
like
plate
that.
loaded one where you like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So hopefully when Ryan decides to step away from Prime, well, probably shouldn't have said that. I mean, no one's going to tell him that I said anything. When he maybe steps away from Prime or after 3 years, he might just ask us for our influence.
Surely we can have some.
Surely
input
we
into
could
this
have
thing.
some conversations with him and say, look, because I said, I used to train at Rotherham,
Yeah.
and I said, like, I was saying now, the kit there is really good, but it's obviously ran like a bodybuilding gym.
Yeah.
Whereas he said RT, he's trying to make it a business,
Yeah.
which is his like issue, I think, at the minute that
Yeah.
he's got. He is trying to cover all bases,
Yeah.
which I do get.
The only thing you want to avoid then is getting kit that's like very complicated to get in the right position.
Exactly.
which there is some stuff that
Yeah.
is like that.
Which is why I also think as well he doesn't want to. I'm sure he'll be fine with us like saying this publicly because he's just telling me in the gym.
Probably.
Like he's got in offers from other people to rip the take the primal stuff out and re-kit it out.
Yeah.
But the issue I think he'll have if he did that whole changing kit is a lot of his members would be like,
Yeah.
how do I use this?
Yeah,
They've
no
got
one
to-
likes change.
They've
do
got
they?
to relearn everything because they're not like advanced gym goers. Like, there's a few. There is obviously a large portion that would be fine, but
Yeah.
there's also a large portion that aren't who have got used to that kit.
Yeah.
So
But there's always a bit of a transition. Even when Bortry got new kit, there was a lot of people like, ooh,
I don't know what to
don't
do
know
now.
about this.
Yeah. As soon as you get used to it, you then know, okay, this is better.
Yeah.
Like even Jim Lecco reached out to him.
Really?
Yeah, I even think that would be a good.
They've not got a ton of kit though, do they?
No, I
Or
don't think so. They
massive
are
range.
expanding though, aren't they? Quite a bit.
Yeah.
But like I like their stuff quite a lot.
Yeah. Would be pretty good.
Yeah,
Just wants to get a nice mixture, really.
yeah.
Ideally.
Definitely needs a new Smith though.
Hand pick. Should we write him a list?
Yeah, let's just write him a list of what he should get. Because we were saying the other day, imagine if like there was like Rezo's kit
Yeah.
in RT, there would not be a better gym in this country.
I tell you what, to be fair, Rezo in the last 2 years have gone from like average to really, really
yeah.
good kit.
Yeah,
Very
it's better than
quickly.
Rotherham, I think.
Yeah, they've got some like very well picked
Yeah,
pieces.
they're like rare pieces that is so clearly they've actually thought like, okay, what's actually going to be
Yeah,
good. So shout
Yeah.
out Rezo. I love that. I love that gym.
yeah. It was a slightly nicer building and slightly closer. It'd probably be there.
Yeah.
But RT
if
could
RT
be the
could-
goat if it just like pulled in some of that stuff.
Yeah, if it had that kit in that building, that aesthetic, Jesus, like
Yeah,
it would genuinely be unreal.
It's what we want to build, man.
Yeah, we're gonna build.
If there's anyone out there that's got about 500k,
They can sort us out.
they want to loan us.
Or if you've got a unit that's like 3,000 square foot that you just
Yeah.
want to give us for free.
Some of you watching might have seen on my story the other day. I sent it to Leo and I was like, I might as well whack this on my story to see what people are saying. I put a video of this building that we've seen, which is very near to.
We probably look at it like 3 times a month and just like a manifesting.
It's let me try. I can't find the thing now. Yeah, it's just next to Doncaster Airport. Freya actually said that she works like right next to it.
Really?
Yeah. But it's right next to Donny Airport. It's massive and it just looks so aesthetic
It
from
would-
the outside.
If we had an endless pit of money,
Yeah.
it would be perfect.
Yeah, it would generally be the perfect.
It's
gym.
got a massive unit to it
Yeah.
where you could get whatever kit you wanted in there
Yeah.
easily.
It's got big doors so you can easily get stuff in. It's got a big enough car park.
Yeah. It's got offices already built in.
Yeah. But it's so big, like you could literally probably put a swimming pool in there and a gym and a golf course.
And a cafe and
yeah,
a car valet in place.
Yeah.
It's unreal. And
Yeah.
it looks good from the outside.
Yeah.
Because we've probably not spoke about it on the pod, but we have seriously like been trying to find a way to open a gym.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, we could do it.
Yeah.
We actually could open a gym right now if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Like we could do that. But the issue with us is like if we're gonna do it, it needs to be good.
Yeah, we don't just want to open one that looks a bit washed
Yeah.
and it's got like average kit and it's not
Yeah.
done properly. Like there would be absolutely no point.
Yeah. I feel like if we could find a unit that was like 3,000 square foot,
Yeah.
didn't need loads of work doing to it, it was already in a suitable manner.
Yeah.
We could just like change the light in,
Yeah.
whatever. I generally think we'd probably go for it.
Yeah. I mean that building there,
It's just too big.
if it was a third of the size,
It'd be perfect. We'd be on it.
it would be good because it would be more affordable.
Yeah.
The
The issue is as well, like, okay, if we're in a position where we thought we could afford the building, we'd then want to, if we were to open up in there,
Yeah.
it needs to be, you want it to not just be like an empty space. You want it
Yeah.
to be kitted out, which then obviously costs even more money.
Yeah.
So you've got to find a balance of, right, okay, you either just need all the money to do it all,
Yeah.
or you need to find a unit that looks good, isn't too big,
Yeah.
but then you've still got money as well to
Yeah.
cover the space.
Yeah, I mean, just to preface this, right, this building that we're looking at is 30,000 square foot, which is massive.
That is actually huge.
And it's like Leo said, it's got office spaces, it's got a kitchen, like it's cooking. It's got a car park that's probably 50 cars, something like that.
It's massive.
And price-wise, it's £20,000 a month.
So it's just incredibly
Which is
unrealistic.
unbelievable. I mean, if you did I was doing a calculation with Holly in the car, like trying to run through it in my head. £20,000 a month, even just to cover that. Let's say membership's £40. You need 500 members.
Yeah, but that seems so doable because it's in a really good location.
Yeah,
You're next to Doncaster. You're like 10 minutes away from Donny Centre.
yeah,
Plus you've got all the suburbs,
yeah. To buy it, it's like $4 million.
which is absolutely outrageous. And then if you were going to kit that out, fill the actual space, I honestly think it's be like 300k
Yeah, probably.
to fill it with machines, and you probably then still like a little bit
It
sparse.
would be nice though. If you had a very spacious place. Like,
Yeah.
Even if you didn't have like just not buying unnecessary stuff to fill every single
Yeah.
crevice.
You got more space just
Yeah.
between machines.
Would be nice, but
See, for
anyway.
me, I'd settle with a 3,000 square footer that
Yeah.
looked good.
Yeah,
Didn't need a load of work doing to it, and then we could just literally get in there
Yeah.
and kit it out. But the issue is when you look around this area, there isn't many options where.
there isn't many that look nice.
Yeah.
At that size.
Yeah, that's the issue we've got. Otherwise, I generally think we'd be starting to plan for that.
Yeah,
And we both said as well, like we'd happily take the hit at
Yeah.
first when we first, like we know that it's not just going to
a
make you money
long-term
straight
play,
away.
yeah.
It's a long term thing, and we'd both be willing to put the hours in, actually work at the gym.
yeah. So it's 28,000 square foot, and then the office space is 1,600 square
Which is
foot.
huge. That's huge.
That's like fit a gym in the office.
It's literally massive.
So yeah, let us cook for a bit, and we'll try and.
Yeah, I would absolutely love that.
Do you know, I would actually like to. I mean, I don't know how happy the people would be to do this because, like, realistically, it's probably too expensive. But I'd really like to go to that and look
Just
inside
have a look around, see how big it
to
actually
see
is.
how big 30,000 square foot is.
Yeah.
Like, we know it's massive, but are we going to be stood in that? Like,
Yeah, would it
Jesus
like
Christ.
actually reality hit then? Like, okay, yeah, this is
yeah,
it is out of our league.
yeah.
Like, how big is Rotherham?
Well,
I reckon it must be a similar size to Rotherham.
what did we work out? We said RT was about
20 was it?
maybe just below.
And that is massive.
Yeah,
Well, it's not massive, but it's big.
yeah,
The weird thing about RT is like if you go, you'll realise that the actual gym itself is like half of the building,
yeah.
and the other half is like offices where we are, or rooms.
So this
Got the
says
cafe, reception, changing room, showers, lockers.
yeah, there's a lot of extracurriculars, isn't there? So this says Ultraflex Rotherham is 24,000 square foot.
So it's even bigger than that. That's
The gym was expanded and rebuilt initially with a 10 to 15,000 square foot facility. So I'm guessing the upstairs bits they've added
yes.
has added to the square footage.
But even if you had downstairs at Rotherham, that's so much space.
Yeah.
So it's even bigger than that. We're out of our league here,
It would
guys.
be the go.
We are out of our league.
Maybe. Unless we can
You're
get
telling
some
me you
investors.
couldn't get 500 members in there? I'm sorry, easily.
Surely you can.
Easily.
I guess then we got to work out the overheads properly.
Think how many people would leave their current gyms to go there.
It would be a lot.
I honestly think you'd put a lot of gyms out of business. Like, seriously.
Sorry in advance, brothers.
But yeah, I honestly would be happy with a 3,000 square foot, even like 2,500,
Yeah.
that just looked nice and we could just have it really good with kit.
Yeah.
Make it like decently expensive.
Yeah. No swimming pool though.
No swimming pool. Thing is, for me, it's not even like, obviously you'd like to make profit from it, but even if we could like break even and make a little bit of profit, it'd still be beneficial to us.
Yeah.
Because the avenues it then brings you to do, I don't know, you'd probably gain coaching clients through the gym.
Yeah.
things like that. And just to say you own a gym, that's pretty cool.
It's just a bit of a childhood dream,
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is. I think everyone who's into the gym.
Yeah. Properly.
I'd like to know how big Finn and Reese's is.
Maybe we should like collaborate with loads of other people.
Yeah.
AJ, he wants to open a gym. You want to join, mate? Anyone else?
Maybe
around
we should
here?
collab with RT.
RT 2.0.
If RT would give us 25% of RT and we get to rekit it, I'm all over
Deal.
that. Yeah, I'm all over that.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see about that. We need some investors. So
Yeah, if anyone's
I'll
got a
start
load of
reaching
money and they want to invest, please let us know, because we would make you a lot of money.
I am actually going to look at. I know I've been through the numbers before, but I sort of did it, and like I need to
Properly look at it.
work out the numbers to the T and go, right, this is how much it's going to be to set up. This is how much we can expect to get on a monthly.
With realistic numbers as well.
Yeah. And
Like I put a little kit list together.
yeah,
I think it was like 60. I think it ended up being like £65,000 for the kit,
yeah,
and it was like 30 pieces of kit,
yeah.
which would be enough for a good gym.
So I think from the numbers that I worked out last time, genuinely, the thing that shafts you, if you're charging about £45 a month, which seems for a gym like that would be
Reasonable.
about where you need it, right? You're looking good until you get slapped with VAT.
Yeah.
Because suddenly you're making 20% less on every single payment, which if it's £40 a month, that's £8 of every £40, which is a lot once you get over that VAT threshold, which you'd need to actually make it run
Yeah.
anyway. So you get slapped with this VAT, and suddenly that 20% profit margin goes to zero.
Yeah, so it's just like
So
great.
it's like, it just really, really impacts you.
Yeah.
So gov.uk, can you please just sort yourself out?
Sort your shiz out, please.
You're not encouraging homegrown business here.
Yeah.
So sort it out, Kia.
Yeah.
If you're watching, mate.
Fuck you, Starmer.
I don't say that. You might give us a grant. Yeah, so that's a gym. I do have a few questions. I mean, what sort of time are we on at the minute?
We could save them for next week. I feel like we've been on quite a while.
Yeah, 42 minutes.
Yeah, let's save it there because we're going to run out of card space as
Yeah.
well.
Very good. So hopefully you enjoyed the pod. S2 washed tier chest exercise with a bit of
Gym
bit
waffle.
of our future planning, which
Don't even know how we got onto it.
no, but we'll keep you updated with that because like it's generally really exciting.
We went from talking about the Strive incline press to leading on to us spending £20,000 a month on a gym.
One
Great.
day we'll cook it up. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Subscribe there or there, and links below for IGs and other stuff like that. And we'll see you in the next one.
See thee.
Ciao.
Bye.